What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode here on the Community Chest channel, the junk removal service that's changing the game. This is episode 4 of our weekly series, We Sold That, where we show you our favorite sales that we've made throughout the week. We'll be dropping these videos every Monday, so be sure to hit that like, subscribe, and the little bell notification so that you're notified every single time we drop a new piece of content. You're going to want to stick around to the end to see the biggest sale we've made to date. This week we're going to start off with our favorite Poshmark sales. So to start us off, we sold a lot of Burberry Brit orange and blue golf polo shirts. We got these from a local buyout. If you guys have a bunch of stuff just sitting in your closet, feel free to send us an email or DM us on Instagram. Our email is info@communitychest.com, and we'd love to take a look at what you got. We sold this lot for a total price of $100, and we got it off our shelves in about 2 weeks. Next on our list, we sold a waffle knit Burberry pullover. We got this from the same buyout as the previous Burberry lot. This item sold for a total price of $33, and it also took about 2 weeks to get off our shelves. And last on our list from Poshmark, we sold an Atlanta Falcons Matt Ryan #2 jersey. And this was a on-field jersey. Be on the lookout for those, as they typically sell for more value than just regular jerseys. This was a thrift store pickup, and we sold it for a total price of $34. It was a long tail item, so it did take us about 3 months before we got it off our shelves. And moving on from Poshmark, we sold a vintage 1965 North Carolina license plate. These are great to look out for if you ever see them in estate sales or even sometimes in thrift stores. If you see that black pattern with yellow lettering, those are always vintage and they bring way more value than any other license plates. This item came from a junk removal service that we completed, and the item sold for $37 plus shipping. Moving on, we sold a ton of fidget spinners. About a week ago, we had a buyer who bought 10 of our Batman fidget spinners, and after he received them, checked them out, he decided that he wanted to buy the rest that we had. Originally, we were planning on selling these fidget spinners individually, but after looking up the comps, we saw there wasn't too much profit to sell them individually as far as paying shipping and the fees, so we decided to lot them all up and get rid of them as quick as we could. This lot of 20 sold for a total price of $28 plus shipping. Alright, so moving on to shoes, but keeping the theme of Batman, we sold this all-over print Batman DC collab Converse shoes that we got from an Instagram buyout with my man Justin. This pair sold for a total price of $27.97, and keeping the theme of the Converse DC comics, we sold this pair of Converse DC but in the Superman colorway, and we sold this pair for $25 plus shipping. Both of these items we listed about a week ago, and they sold the same day. And last up for our shoes, we sold a pair of Salvatore Ferragamo Pebble Leather Oxford shoes. These are casual dress shoes that we got in a consignment deal with my man Steven, and we sold this pair for a total price of $70 plus shipping. And moving on from shoes, this week we sold 2 vintage pairs of hats. First off, we have the Yves Saint Laurent straw hat. We got this from a junk removal that we did a couple weeks ago, and it sold for a total price of $70 plus shipping. Took us about a month to sell. And next up, we sold a 80s overnight trucker hat. This was made in USA, had the 3-stripe pattern on both sides. That's something to look out for when you're buying hats. If you see the 3 stripes on vintage hats, those tend to have more value than just any random trucker hat. So this hat we got from a consignment deal, and it sold for a total price of $90. Pro tip, never ship your hats in bags. Try to ship them in boxes, as they'll get crushed in service, and the people who are buying the hats really care about condition when they get them. This next item we got from a wholesale auction I went to about a year ago. I used to go to this wholesale auction about twice a week, but since the pandemic they switched to online, and all their prices have just went through the roof, so there's not too much for me to sell and make a good profit off of. We purposely sat on this item for over a year because when we first picked it up, Walmart was running a huge sale on the item, and it was actually selling for $25 including shipping, so there was no room for profit for us. But after waiting until the sale wore off, the prices went back up, and we sold this item for a total price of $80 including shipping. And next up, we sold this vintage Peacock micrometer tool. Tools are always good to look out for, especially if they're unique or rare or for a specific purpose. So this tool is for making micro measurements, and we got this from a junk removal service, and it sold for a total price of $40.58 plus shipping. Now, if you guys have seen any of our previous videos, we mentioned that we did a house clean out where we got a ton of vintage radio and electronic equipment. We've been selling stuff from that weekly, and these are 2 items that we sold this week. First, we sold the Yasu dual band FM transceiver, and this item sold for $100 plus shipping, and it only took about 2 weeks to get off our shelves. And to finish us off, we had our biggest sale to date. This also came from the junk removal service with the vintage electronic equipment. We sold a Kenwood TS440 ham radio with attachments, with the power supply, with the microphone. We sold this for a total price of $849.99 plus shipping. It's our biggest sale to date, and we invested $0 into this item. We actually got paid to do the junk removal service where we got this from, so it was just money on top of money for us. This item's going overseas to Belgium, and we sold it through the eBay Global International Shipping Program. And there you have it, homeboy! That's gonna conclude our episode 4 of our weekly series, We Sold That. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that little bell notification so that you're notified every time we drop a new piece of content. All our social medias will be linked down below. Feel free to give us a follow or a like. We post content on there daily. And that's gonna do it for episode 4. I'm Nick, and see you next week.